तव कथामृतम् तप्तजीवनम् कविभिरीडितम् कल्मषापहम् श्रवणमङ्गलम् श्रीमदाततम् भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः.
ॐ तव कथामृतं तप्तजीवनं कविभिरीडितं कल्मषापहं श्रवणमङ्गलं श्रीमदाततं भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जना. We are studying the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna according to the English book, second volume, chapter 28 at the Star Theatre. The date is September 19, but Star Theatre Thakur went on September 21. And we have seen, Thakur has seen the Chaitanya Leela Natak. And now just a few lines are left. We stopped there yesterday. So we pick up from here. The performance was over. In Bengali, page 575, Ashtam Parichet. Sri Ramakrishna was about to enter a carriage. A devotee asked him how he had enjoyed the play. The master said with a smile, I found the representations the same as the real. In Bengali, what is that? You know? No, English is a translation.
Representation?
Representation and the real. Bengali, asal nakal act.
Yeah.
So, nakal, can you say representation? Same thing, imitation,
Copy.
acting. But Thakur is calling it nakal. Nakal means he knows that that is not real. That is the meaning. Na? Nakal means copy, imitation. Means it is not real. It is not the original. But Thakur saw both of them as same. That means, no, this is a great lesson, sir. First of all, Thakur is well aware that it is not real, it is a drama. Secondly, Thakur does not see the actors and actresses. He is seeing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu there. He is seeing all the people in Chaitanya's life there. So he is telling asal nakal ek dekhlam. The meaning is that his consciousness was totally different. And he is seeing by his eyes actual Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates, not the actors and actresses. Though he knows well that this is acting. So here one more thing I can tell. Perception and consciousness are two different things.
Perception and consciousness.
I will give you an example now. We see we are walking through the desert and we see water lakes everywhere. So we are perceiving water and our consciousness also is water. But to quench our thirst, we went to a spot. And we see there is no water. it is only sand. So in our perception, two things are there. No water, sand. Our consciousness also, that there is no water, there is sand. And it reflects upon our previous experience also. That we were seeing water, but it was sand. All right. Up to this point, all right. Now we get up and start walking again. Again we see water. But now our consciousness is not that of water. We see water and we are aware that it is sand appearing as water. So perception and consciousness are different. Okay, understood? So here that lesson is given. Thakur knows well that it is nakal. It is representation, imitation. That means they are not Chaitanya and all that. That is a drama. That is his perception. But his consciousness is such that he sees God everywhere. A little, some suggestion, his mind goes into God. So in his consciousness, he is seeing Chaitanya and the associates, not the actors. This is the thing. Okay? Here. ठाकुर हंसी तो बोलते लगे ना हंसे न लगे देखना. The carriage proceeded towards Mahendra's mill. Mahendra is one of the Mukherjee brothers, and Thakur had asked him, "Will you take us there?" He had agreed, and he is a rich man, so he had brought his own carriage. In his carriage, Thakur had gone. So now he has sat in the carriage, and Mahendra's mill. While going, we were told that Mahendra did not take Thakur to his house.
Mill.
Mill.
Mill for the wife.
No, factory.
Oh, sorry.
I'm telling you that. Mahendra did not take Thakur to his house because his father was not well acquainted with Thakur. But he had a factory. So he took Thakur to the factory and gave him water and little this and that, and then taken to the drama. So now coming back also, it is going toward the mill, the factory. Suddenly Sri Ramakrishna went into an ecstatic mood. Suddenly. And murmured to himself in loving tones, "O Krishna, O Krishna, Krishna is knowledge, Krishna is soul, Krishna is mind, Krishna is life, Krishna is body." You understand this point? Same thing now. Perception and consciousness. I feel this is my mind, this is my body, this is my buddhi, this is my knowledge. But no, it is Krishna who is my knowledge. So Krishna is the name of not a person, incarnation, but it is the universal consciousness. And that universal consciousness has taken the form of my body, my mind, my knowledge. Knowledge also is Krishna. And this Thakur used to say every evening. As soon as it was evening, Thakur used to stop every activity and chant the name of God. And while chanting the name of God, he used to utter like this. Sometimes Krishna, sometimes Govinda. So this is the matter. And suddenly into Samadhi, because already it is night. And he was asked that, Achal Nakal. So his mind has gone into that. O Krishna, O Krishna. First he is calling Krishna. He's seeing Krishna, not calling Krishna. About this calling, I'll give an illustration. A child has become separated from his mother. So he shouts, Ma, Ma, Ma. Now he has found the mother, and mother has taken him on her lap. Even then he says, Ma, Ma, Ma. So now he's not calling. But this utterance of Ma makes him feel the relation child and mother. That is why he calls. So Thakur's O Krishna is like that. Thakur is saying that Krishna has pervaded the whole world, not only, but himself. The world of our perception in our mind has two distinct parts, the subject and the object. So when we say Krishna is all pervading, we forget that we are also included. And Thakur has no I consciousness normally. Quickly he goes into Krishna consciousness. So suddenly he went into ecstasy and he's telling, Oh Krishna, Oh Krishna. So he's not calling Krishna. He's feeling Krishna. And where is he feeling? Krishna is knowledge. Knowledge is Chaitanya. And Krishna is soul. Atman or other Jiva. Krishna himself has become the Jiva. Krishna is mind. Krishna is life. Life, prana shakti. So Krishna is soul, Krishna is mind, Krishna is prana, Krishna is body. He continued, Oh Govinda, I told you that. Govinda word has two meanings. Go means cows. And Govinda means the master of the cows. Go means our indriyas. And Govinda means one who has mastery over not only his indriyas but everybody's indriyas. That is Govinda. Thou art my life, thou art my soul. So name has changed, but the consciousness is same. The carriage reached the mill. Mahendra fed the master tenderly with various dishes because it was already night. M sat by his side. Affectionately he said to him, Here, eat a little. He put some sweets in his hands. So Thakur is so loving and so tender towards all his devotees. From his plate, he lifts a sweet and himself puts in master's hands. Many times you'll find Narendra and others, Thakur himself feeds them by putting in mouth. With Mahendra and a few other devotees, Sri Ramakrishna left in the carriage for the Dakshineshwar temple garden with Mahendra. That means Mahendra will escort him up to Dakshineshwar and then take away his carriage. He will not leave him, now you go. The master was in a happy mood. He sang a song about Gauranga and Netai. That is the drama he saw. So in between Krishna came because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna only. But now he directly talks of Gauranga and Netai. M sang with him. This is rare. Huh? M always used to feel shy for singing. But Thakur pulled him. You dance, you sing. So now M's Lajja has broken. So when Thakur is singing, M joined him. Gaur and Nitai, ye blessed brothers, this you know that they are not actually brothers, but they are like brothers. I have heard how kind you are, and therefore I have come to you. The masters and Mahendra talked about the latter's intended pilgrimage. Mahendra said, I want to go on a pilgrimage. Master smiling. The divine love in you is barely a sprout now. Why should you let it wither? But he is determined to go. So Thakur says, but come back very soon. He told him in the previous conversation, don't go. He said, no, I want to go a little. So he remarked that and said, all right, but come back quickly. Many a time I have thought of visiting your place. Thakur wants to go to his house. At last I have done it. He has gone to the factory, but he says, I have come to your place. I am so happy. Mahendra, my life is indeed blessed, sir. Master, this Thakur does not like such sentences. That now something has happened. Master, you are already blessed. Your father is also a good man. I saw him the other day. He has faith in the Adhyatma Ramayana. So Mahendra did not take to his house because father is not well acquainted. But master is telling that I know him well. He is a good man. The implication is that you could have taken me to your house. Mahendra, please bless me that I may have love for God. Again he repeats his thing. Master, you are generous and artless. So, manifestation of spiritual life in qualities Thakur is pointing out.
No, I can
So
see.
you continue. One cannot realize God without sincerity and simplicity. So that is Thakur's permanent thing. Unless the mind has simplicity, you cannot realize God. Any crookedness of mind is not allowed. Thakur is telling, God is far, far away from the crooked heart. Near Shambazar, Mahendra bade the master good wine. So Mahendra did not reach up to Thakur's Dakshineshwar. In Shambazar, he went, maybe on foot. And the carriage continued on its way to Dakshineshwar. So Mahendra has given his carriage. But it is more than night now. So he escorts Thakur up to a point and goes back. Okay, so we have finished that chapter. We shift to chapter 29. English chapters are different. The Durga Puja festival is the next Pariksha. It will be Pariksha. It skips many things. The English translation has skipped many Bengali things, so I have seen every day. In the beginning, I used to refer to Bengali and tell everything according to Bengali. But how long we are going to do that? And I am taking class on the English gospel. So we have to end with that. new chapter. In English, chapter 29, the Durga Puja festival. The chapters are made in English according to some grouping, some idea like that. Friday, September 26, 1884. Sri Ramakrishna had come to Calcutta. It was the first day of the Durga Puja. You understand first day? Saptami. No, it has to be explained to non-Bengalis. They will not understand it. Other than Bengal, everywhere, the puja is for 9 days. Starts on Pratipada. But in Bengal, where the images are made, on Shashti there is invocation. And Saptami, Ashtami, Navami is puja. Vijayadashmi is Visarjan. And so, first day of the puja means Saptami. And the Hindus of the metropolis were celebrating it. The master intended to visit the image of the Divine Mother at Other's house. We have known about Other by now. He also wanted to see Shivanath, the Brahmo devotee. Now, this is a revelation. This is a revelation that Shivanath at some point has criticized Thakur. And Thakur every point tells, I feel like brother with you. I feel like you are my friend. You are my brother. So what lesson we get from here? That the other person, for some reason, may not show his love for you. He has in between. You know what happened with Shivanath? Now, after Devendranath Tagore, Keshav Sen was the leader. And Vijay Krishna Goswami, Shivanath were his main assistants. Now, Keshav Samaj went on according to Keshav's whims and ideas. Not wrong. Keshav became more and more influenced by Indian ideas. And he broke a rule made by them. They themselves, they said that like that it will not go on, we must make some rules. So they sat together and made some rules about social life. That one should not marry one's daughter or any known below a particular age. Now the thing is not bad. But Thakur's opinion is that, and in those days, in general, Orthodox Hindus, the marriage used to happen in young age. So Thakur used to say that birth, marriage, death, these are in God's hand. One should not interfere. Now what happened? Keshav's daughter has not yet reached that age. But he got a very good, what we call
Bridegroom.
Bridegroom. You know, in Bengali we say Sthan or Sthal or Patra. Kujviar prince. So thinking of the welfare of his daughter, he married. That broke the party into two. And Vijay and Shivanath became the leaders of the other party. And Keshav Samaj got the name Indian Brahma Samaj. And they said General Brahma Samaj. Now what happened? Vijay Krishna was a Goswami. And in his blood, all that was there. But because of love for truth, he believed that God is without form. And so he had joined the Brahma Samaj. and signed that I will worship only Nirakar. And because of love of truth, he quarreled with Keshav. Now, in company with Thakur, his old sanskaras of Goswami came up. And he started experiencing the God with forms, direct experience. So direct experience is best criteria of truth. So he came in problem with Brahma Samaj. Now Shivnath alone is left there. So Shivnath knows that Keshav got influenced by Thakur. Vijay has got influenced by Thakur. So nobody will be left in my Samaj. So he started telling those who used to go to him, don't go to Sri Ramakrishna. Because thinking of God too much, his brain has got bewitched. But he himself used to go. He could not resist. So when he came next, Thakur told him, how is it that thinking of material things like money, bricks, house, your buddhi is all right. And thinking of the Chaitanya, which is the source of all buddhis, my buddhi has got destroyed. What is your logic? Now, this is their relation. And yet, Shivnath cannot live without Thakur, and Thakur is to take Shivnath as my brother, my friend. This itself defines an avatar. He is not bothered. And he also knows that Shivnath believes in truth, whatever truth he feels. So, we come here. Master intended to visit the image of Divine Mother at other's house. He also wanted to see Shivnath, the Brahmo devotee. So that was the purpose of his going to Calcutta. It was almost midday. It was about midday. Umbrella in hand, M was pacing the footpath in front of Brahma Samaj temple. 2 hours had passed, but the master had not yet appeared. And M, loving Thakur, waiting for Thakur, is pacing with umbrella in hand because it is very hot. Now and then, M sat down on the steps of Dr. Mahalanavish's dispensary and watched the joy and mirth of the people, young and old, who were celebrating the puja. This is another thing which will be very difficult for non-Bengalis to understand. As the puja approaches, the Bengalis are so happy. And that is such a major thing. When the mother has come, and they become mad like. I was in Shillong, and before the puja started, I had to go to other place. And the devotees in Shillong, oh, you are going in puja. Anyway, so everybody is very happy. Master is looking at them, Master Master. A little after 3, about midday and little after 3. So long Master is waiting there. Master Master. A little after 3, the Master's carriage drove up. As soon as Sri Ramakrishna stepped out, he saluted the temple of the Brahma Samaj with folded hands. So Thakur's opinion, or rather realization, is that all faiths are but paths to realize. And so he has, though Brahma Samaj has different ideas, he respects their temple also. So as soon as he saw, he folded his hands. All these small things, if you observe, small things, and it will leave you no doubt that Thakur is incarnation. Hazra and a few other devotees were with him. We know about Hazra by now. Came bowed before the master and took the dust off his feet. The master told him that he was going to Shivnath's house. From there he will go to other. A few minutes later, several members of the Brahma Samaj came and took him to Shivnath's. But Shivnath was not at home. Shortly afterwards, Vijay Goswami, Mahal Navish, and several other Brahmo leaders greeted the master and took him inside the Brahmo temple. Sri Ramakrishna was in happy mood because he is with devotees. He was given a seat below the altar. There the Brahmo devotees sang their devotional music. Vijay and the Brahmo devotees sat in front of the master. So Vijay has not yet severed his ties with the Brahma Samaj. Master to Vijay with a smile. I was told that you had put up a signboard. You mean Brahma Samaj people, eh? Here, that people belonging to other faiths are not allowed to come in. Narendra too said to me, you shouldn't go to the Brahma Samaj. You had better visit Shivnath's house. But Shivnath is not in his house. And the Brahma devotees have taken him to Brahma Samaj. But I say that we are all calling on the same God. Why don't you understand this? You may call him Nirakar, I may call him Sakar, but we are same God. Jealousy and malice need not be. So, we should be free from these ideas. We may be worshippers of different forms of God, but same God. So, we should not have jealousy and malice. Some say that God is formless and some that God has forms. I say, let one man meditate on God with form if he believes in form, and let another meditate on the formless. Formless deity if he does not believe in form. What I mean is that dogmatism is not good. Dogmatism means my theory is correct, yours is wrong. Matavad. All right. All right. English is dogmatism. Matu or buddhi. Actually, anyway, but in English, and they are written dogmatism there.
Yes.
So, dogmatism means my opinion is correct, yours is not correct. So, that is not good. What Thakur is saying, I understood. Everybody can go according to his constitution. But to say other is wrong is limiting God. God is not as per your opinion. If God is as per your opinion, then he is not God. He is God of your mind. So that is what Thakur tells. You may go as per your constitution, but don't say that he is wrong. If you don't say he is wrong, if you accept his faith also, you need not go his faith. You go by your faith. But don't say he is wrong. That is Thakur's permanent opinion. But I mean is that dogmatism is not good. Then that thing comes Milagis and all that. It is not good to feel that my religion alone is true and other religions are false. The correct attitude is this. My religion is right but I do not know whether a religious, Thakur has given this much concession. He does not say that your religion also is right. But I do not understand whether that is right. Because of my bent of mind, I think this is right. All right. But don't say it's wrong. The attitude should be, I do not know whether it is right or wrong. The correct attitude is, my religion is right, but I do not know whether other religions are right or wrong, true or false. I say this because one cannot know the true nature of God. God is infinite, God is limitless, and you do not know the real nature of God. So you can say that that is not right. You do not know, that much you can say. Unless one realizes Him. So God is not a matter of intellectual conjecture. When it is real for you, then only you know what God is. Kabir used to say, Kabir, the North Indian said, and people believe that he only believes in miracle. But Thakur knows well that that is not true. Why take the name of Ram always? Kabir used to say, God with form is my mother, the formless is my father. Which shall I blame? Which shall I praise? The two pans of the scales are equally heavy. So Thakur is sharing this in Kabir's name. Hindus, not Thakur is generalizing, Hindus, Muslims, Christians, Shaktas within Hindus, Shaktas, Shaivas, Vaishnavas, the Brahmajnanis of the time of the Rishis, and you, the Brahmajnanis of modern time, all seek the same object. A mother, this is Thakur's permanent example. The difference between a man's attitude and another man's attitude is caused by two factors. One is the evolution of his mind, and the other is liking. If somebody loves father, somebody loves mother, their level is not different. But the other is level is different. His experience is different. So on these two counts, the difference is there. And that is in Thakur's example of a fish. A mother prepares dishes to suit the stomachs of her children. Suit the stomach means capacity to understand. Suppose a mother has 5 children and a fish is brought for the family. She doesn't cook pilau or kalia for all of them. That is heavy to digest. All have not the same power of digestion. So she prepares a simple stew for some, but she loves all her children equally. Good. And that is why she is preparing different things. Some people bluntly, all are equal, so I will make something all are equal. That is not equal. You treat them according to their taste. Do you know my attitude? I love all the preparations of fish. Fish is only a symbol here. I have a womanly nature. Why womanly? Or love. I feel myself at home with every dish. The women cook, so they have to like fried fish, fish cooked with turmeric powder, pickled fish, and further, I equally relish rich preparations like the fish head, Kalia and Pulav. All love. Those who are following Marathi or Hindi translation, they will not find fish. Potato. Did you know what the truth is? God has made different religions. That is another important thing. God has made different religions, not man, to suit different aspirants, times and countries. To suit different aspirants, times and countries. So in different times it goes on changing. And in different countries people have different tastes. So God has made religion different. All doctrines are only so many paths, but a path is by no means God Himself. This is important. People quarrel over the path only. But one has to walk on the path. Indeed, one can reach God if one follows any of the paths with wholehearted devotion. Suppose there are errors in the religion that one has accepted. So Thakur explains that also. In your opinion, there are errors. But is trying to reach God. Suppose there are errors in the religion that one has accepted. If one is sincere and earnest, then God Himself will correct those errors. So you should not criticize. God Himself will correct. Suppose a man has set out with a sincere desire to visit Jagannath at Puri, and by mistake has gone north instead of south. Then certainly someone meeting him on the way will tell him, "My good fellow, don't go that way, go to the south." And the man will reach Jagannath sooner or later. That is called Catholicity, broadness. If there are errors in other religions, that is none of our business. God, to whom the world belongs, takes care of that. Our duty is somehow to visit Jagannath, to the Brahmos. The view that you hold is good indeed. You describe God as formless. That is fine. One may eat a cake with icing either straight or sideways. It will taste sweet either way. Yeah, up to 8:38 now, no? You can go. But dogmatism is not good. You have no doubt heard the story of the chameleon. A man entered a wood and saw a chameleon on a tree. He reported to his friends, "I have seen a red lizard." He was firmly convinced that it was nothing but red. Another person, after visiting the tree, said, "I have seen a green lizard." He was firmly convinced that it was nothing but green. But the man who lived under the tree said, "What both of you have said is true, but the fact is that the creature is sometimes red, sometimes green, sometimes yellow, and sometimes has no color at all." God has been described in the Vedas as both with attributes and without. So report to the Vedas, there Saguna and Nirgun Brahma both are there. You describe him as without form only. That is one-sided. But never mind, if you know one of his aspects truly, you will be able to know him, his other aspects also. When you will realize you know that others are also aspects. God himself will tell you all about them, pointing to two or three Brahmo devotees. Those who come to your Samaj know both this gentleman and that. This gentleman and that. Because you know this Samaj. So if you know God, you will know both the aspects. As simple as that. Vijay still belonged to the Sadharan Brahma Samaj. He was a salaried preacher of that organization, but could not obey all its rules and regulations. He mixed with those who believed in God with form. This was creating a misunderstanding between him and the Brahmo authorities. Many Brahmos disapproved of his conduct. The master suddenly looked at Vijay and began to talk to him. Master to Vijay, smiling, I understand that they have been finding fault with you for mixing with those who believe in God with form. Is that true? He who is a devotee of God must have an understanding that cannot be shaken under any conditions. She is making Vijay's faith firm. He must be like the anvil in a blacksmith shop. It is constantly being struck by that hammer, still it is unshaken. Bad people may abuse you very much and speak ill of you, but you must bear with them all if you sincerely seek God. Isn't it possible to think of God in the midst of the wicked? Just think of the rishis of ancient times. They used to meditate on God in the forest, surrounded on all sides by tigers, bears, and other ferocious beasts. So, reminding of all the past, wicked men have the nature of tigers and bears. They will pursue you to do you an injury. One must be careful about these few things. First, an influential man who has much money and many men under his command. He can injure you if he wants. You must be careful while talking to him. Perhaps you may have to approve what he says, apparently. Second, a dog. When it chases you or barks at you, you must stand still, talk to it gently, and pacify it. Third, a bull. If it runs after you with lowered horns, you must calm it with a gentle voice. Fourthly, a drunkard. If you arouse his anger, he will abuse you. Naming 14 generations of your family. You should say to him, hello uncle, how are you? Then he will be mightily pleased and sit by you and smoke. So he has said how to manage different five people. In the presence of a wicked person, I become alert. If such a man asks me whether I have a pipe for smoking, I say, yes, I have. Some people have the nature of a snake. They will bite you without warning. You have to discriminate a great deal in order to avoid the bite. Otherwise, your passions will be stirred up to such an extent that you will feel like doing injury in return. That we should not do. The companionship of a holy man is greatly needed now and then. That's the main thing. It enables one to discriminate between the real and the unreal, seeing the life and talks of the holy man. Vijay, I have no time, sir. I am entangled in my duties here. That means Thakur is telling you should come to me. So Vijay is finding an excuse. Master, you are a religious teacher. Others have holidays, but not so a religious teacher. When the manager of an estate brings order to one part of it, the landlord sends him to another part. So you have no leisure. Allah. Vijay with folded hands. Sir, please give me your blessing. Master, now you are talking like an ignorant person. It is God alone who blesses. Vijay, revered sir, please give us some instruction. The master glanced around the Brahmo temple and said with a smile, this is nice too, a mixture of crystals and syrup. Footnote says, that is to say, a mixture of worldly and spiritual ideals. The allusion is to the practice of keeping molasses in an earthen jar with a small hole at the bottom. The watery part slowly leaks out and crystals are found inside. Okay. There are crystals and there is syrup too. I have scored too many points and I am therefore out of the game. There is a particular game. If you score more points, you go out. Do you know the game called Nax? It is a game of cards, and anyone scoring above 17 is out of the game. Those who score fewer points, say 5, 7, or 10, are clever. I have scored too many and I'm out of the game. That means I cannot mix with worldly people. Once Keshav Sen gave a lecture at his house. I was present. Many people were there. The ladies were seated behind the screen. Keshav, in the course of his talk, said, "Oh God, please bless us that we may dive and disappear altogether in the river of bhakti." I said to Keshav with a smile, smile means should not say what you cannot do. If you disappear altogether in the river of bhakti, then what will be the fate of those behind the screen? By all means, dive into the river, but you had better come back to dry land now and then. Don't disappear in the river altogether. At these words, Keshav and the others burnt out laughing because Thakur has pointed out the facts of their life. Never mind, one can realize God in the world too, if only one is sincere. So only living in the world is not the thing. Even is sincere, wherever he lives, he can realize God. I and mine, that is ignorance. But oh God, thou and thine, that is knowledge. You live in the world like a maid servant in a rich man's house. You have seen again and again this rich man means God. Because in your own home, you are supposed to live like that. She performs all the household duties, brings up her master's child, and speaks of him as my Hari. But in heart, she knows quite well that neither the house nor the child belong to her. So you should not have the idea of possessing that house. She performs all her duties, but just the same, her mind dwells on her native place, God, God's house and God. Likewise, do your worldly duties, but fix your mind on God, and know that house, family, and son do not belong to you. They are God's. You are only His servant. So, correct attitude Thakur is giving. Because he was asked to say something. I ask people to renounce mentally. I do not ask them to give up the world. If one lives in the world unattached and seek God with sincerity, then one is able to attain Him. To Vijay, There was a time when I too would meditate on God with my eyes closed, as the Brahmos are doing. Then I said to myself, does God exist only when I think of Him with my eyes closed? Doesn't He exist when I look around with my eyes open? So God is not only transcendent, but all-pervading also. Now, when I look around with my eyes open, I see that God dwells in all beings. He is the indwelling spirit of all men, animals, and other living beings, trees and plants, sun and moon, land and water. Not only living beings, but everybody. Why do I seek Jivan-Vikas? So he has come back to the main point. He who meditates on God for many days has substance in him, has divine power in him. Further, he who sings well, plays well on a musical instrument, or has mastered any one art, has in him real substance and the power of God. This is Thakur's special finding. Huh? This is the view of the Gita. Yadyad vibhutimat sattam shrimad urjitameva tattadevava gachattam mama tejamsha sambhavam in the 10th chapter of the Gita. It is said in the Chandi Gita Durga Saptashati that he who is endowed with physical beauty has in him substance and the power of God. To Vijay, what a beautiful nature Kedar has. Kedar was a devotee, fully had faith. No sooner does he come to me than he bursts into tears. His eyes are always red and swim in tears like a chana vada in syrup. Chana means what we call paneer or kesin. And when it is put in syrup, that is very, very soft. Vijay, at Dhaka, they were friends because they both lived in Dhaka. At Dhaka, he is constantly talking about you. He is always eager to see you. Sri Ramakrishna was about to depart. The Brahmo devotees bowed low before him and he returned their salute. That was Thakur's custom. Then, getting into the carriage, he set out for others' house to see the image of the Divine Mother. He could not meet Shivanath. So, Master Masha has not described further events of that day. He perhaps has gone from there. So now it will be September 28. So we stop here. Tomorrow evening we'll take up. Om Tava Kathāmritam Tapta Jivanam Kavivireditam Kalmashapaham Shravanamangalam Shrimadasatam Bhuvi Grunanti Ye Bhurida Jana Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.